Welcome. I'm Gandhi from Minimalist Innovation. Today, I want to talk about something that can quietly stop even the fastest growing startups in their tracks. If your company is earning between $4 and $10 million a year, you've already done something amazing. You've built a product that people want, you've found your market, you've hired a team that knows how to get things done. But here's the truth. At this stage, your biggest threat isn't outside your company, it's inside. It's not about whether customers will buy or your investors will fund you. The real risk is whether your company can keep adapting as things get bigger and more complex. I call this the adaptation bottleneck. The adaptation bottleneck is when your company's ability to change and grow can't keep up with the demands of your market or your own ambitions. It's when the very growth you work so hard for starts to slow you down. Revenue becomes unpredictable, customer acquisition gets more expensive, teams that used to move fast now get stuck in endless meetings. Systems that handle thousands of users start breaking when you hit hundreds of thousands. If this sounds familiar, you're not alone. Most founders think they have a sales problem, a product problem, or a hiring problem. But underneath all of those issues is the same root cause. Your company has outgrown its ability to adapt. Today, I'll show you why this happens, how to spot it, and what you can do to break through. Because the companies that master adaptation don't just survive, they use change as a competitive advantage that compounds over time. Let's imagine a typical Monday morning for you. You're looking at your dashboard. Last month's numbers are strong, but this month things are already slipping. Your sales leader wants more leads. Your product team is overwhelmed with requests. Your customer success people are putting out fires with your biggest clients. And you're stuck in meetings, feeling less connected to what's really happening in the market. This is the new plateau. Early on, your problems were clear. Find customers, build a product, raise money. But now, the problems are sneaky. One day you're celebrating a record month, and the next, everything feels harder. Here's what I see again and again. First, bottlenecks are everywhere. What used to take weeks now takes months. Teams wait on each other, and everyone is busy, but nothing gets done. Second, decision paralysis. In the early days, you made decisions fast because you had to. Now, every choice feels huge. So you add more processes, but that just slows things down even further. Third, the founder bottleneck. You started this company to build something great. Now, you're just approving expense reports and solving team arguments. You are the single point of failure, but you have no time for the work that really matters. Fourth, the system breakdowns. The tools and processes that got you to $4 million aren't just outdated, they're holding you back. Customer data is scattered, teams are using spreadsheets for things that should be automated, and you're just drowning in your own success. I saw this with one of my employers. They were growing fast, but every new customer request needed a custom code change. Their application was so complex that only two people understood how to do them. When those people took time off, everything just stopped. This is what happens when you optimize for growth but not for change. The companies that break through this plateau don't just fix problems, they prevent them. They build organizations that are ready for continuous adaptation and not just for continuous growth. What makes this problem unique is that it sneaks up on you. At first, you think you just need to try harder. Maybe you add more rules, buy new tools, or hold more meetings. But the real problem is deeper. The way your company worked when you were small doesn't work anymore. If you don't fix it, you just get stuck. You might even lose what made you great in the first place. The adaptation bottleneck hurts everyone. Founders get tired and frustrated. Teams feel lost and start to burn out. Customers notice things aren't as smooth as you say it is. And the investors see volatility instead of steady growth. It feels like you're running in place while the world is moving on. But you can break through it. You just have to see it for what it is, name it, and decide to do something different. One of the biggest reasons companies get stuck in the adaptation bottleneck is data blindness. At Minimalist Innovation, we see this all the time. Startups track dozens of metrics, but only a few are visible in real time. If less than 70% of your critical numbers aren't instantly accessible, you're flying blind. Real-time KPI visibility is not a luxury, it's your early warning system. Focus on the 5 to 10 numbers that matters the most. These might include how fast you ship the features, how much it costs to acquire a new customer, or how quickly your team can make a decision. Automate your data checks. If you can't trust your numbers, you can't trust your decisions. On our website, we talk about how picking the right metrics and making them visible to everyone helps the teams move faster and smarter. Too many metrics or the wrong ones just create noise. The right metrics drive action. As a PROSCI-certified change management practitioner, I know that change doesn't fail because people hate new ideas. It fails when teams are overwhelmed, unclear, or doesn't see how change helps them. Change fatigue sets in when every month brings a new process, tool, or a reorganization without clear wins. The solution is not just to push harder, but to use appreciative inquiry. This means focusing on what's already working and building on your strengths. Ask your team what's going well and amplify it. When people see that their ideas and successes matter, they become part of the solution. Change is about people. If you only focus on new tools or rules, you'll miss the heart of the problem. Engaging your team, listening to their feedback, and celebrating progress turns resistance into resilience. Change becomes a shared journey and not a top-down order. Your org chart is your operating system. At scale, you need more than just more people. Team Topologies gives us a better way. Streamlined teams own customer journeys or product lines, so there is less waiting and more doing. Platform teams build internal tools that let everyone move faster and safer. Enabling teams help others pick up new technology or skills like AI so change happens everywhere and not just at the top. If every decision still flows through the founder or a handful of leaders, you're not just slow, you're fragile. Distributed autonomy is how you break the adaptation bottleneck. Teams need the freedom and responsibility to solve the problems on their own. To break the adaptation bottleneck, you need strength in 4 areas: product, revenue, people, and systems. For product, build with change in mind. Make your product flexible so you can add features or serve new customers without starting from scratch every time. For revenue, make sure your sales, pricing, and customer success systems can handle new types of customers and markets. Don't let complexity create chaos. For people, set up teams so they know what they own and can make decisions quickly. Give them the tools and support to solve the problems and not just follow orders from the top. For systems, build platforms and workflows that can handle more users, more data, and more complexity without falling apart. When all 4 pillars work together, your company doesn't just survive change, it gets stronger. This is where our adaptive traction architecture comes in. We start with a 30-day diagnostics, looking at all 4 pillars at once. We don't just hand you a list of problems. We map how everything connects so you know where to focus first. Our free diagnostic tool at atadiag.streamlit.app lets you check your company's health. It's not a marketing quiz. It gives you real insights about where you're strong and where you're stuck. After the diagnostics, we help you build the systems and habits you need. For companies preparing to scale, we focus on removing bottlenecks and building systems that can handle more users and bigger teams. For companies ready to accelerate, we help you design flexible product lines, smarter data tools, and teams that can adapt to change. We don't just give you a plan and walk away. Our monthly support keeps you ahead of new risks with early warnings and rapid response. Let me share a quick story. A global identity document verification company was growing fast, but their partner onboarding was slow and painful. Only a few engineers could manage the complexity, and the growth was just stalling. I helped them standardize their workflows using industry standards like BPMN and DMN so partners could set things up themselves. With this change, the onboarding time would drop and the engineering team could focus on innovation instead of firefighting all the time. The company can now scale the partner ecosystem faster and the founder can focus on strategic work. Most importantly, the company has now built the capability to keep adapting. When new regulations or threats appear, they can respond quickly and not just react. When you break through the adaptation bottleneck, everything feels lighter. Revenue becomes more predictable, customer acquisition costs drop, teams double or triple in size without chaos, and founders reclaim their time for what matters the most. Change becomes a muscle and not just a headache. If you feel stuck, don't just push harder, name the real problem. Use the tools and ideas that help you see it clearly. Start by taking our free diagnostic tool using the link below. Remember, every growing company faces the adaptation bottleneck. The difference is now you know what to call it and you know what to do next. The future belongs to the adaptive. The adaptation bottleneck is real, but it's not forever. With the right metrics, mindset, and methods, you can turn change from a threat into your biggest asset. Let's build something that lasts.